Hello, Annabelle and Oscar and Mummy and Daddy. It's Grandpa here, and I hope you're well. And lots of love from me and Granny. And you'll see the picture's slightly different because I'm recording this at Auntie Anna's house, which is rather old and has lots of wooden beams. Anyway, and I hope it won't be too long before you'll be seeing us, and maybe you'll have a chance to come and visit here to see Auntie Anna too. I hope so. So let's continue reading a bit of Zoe's Rescue Zoo and the puzzle penguin, the little Pip. And Zoe was taking Pip around the zoo to try and persuade Pip that Pip was really a penguin and not something else that had nothing to do with penguins. And now they're going to the zebras. And Pip cheeped eagerly and Zoe scooped him up. Meep leapt onto her shoulder and curled his furry tail around her neck. Zoe opened the gate with her paw print necklace and walked inside. The enclosure was a huge stretch of warm, rocky forest, dotted with star chestnut and acacia trees. The zebras were in the middle of eating a big pile of golden hay and a mound of carrots. Gosh, do you like carrots, Annabelle? Granny can do you some carrots if you like. I know you like beans and sausages, so we'll have lots of those for you. When they saw Zoe, they all whinnied and snorted to say hello. Cleo trotted over shyly. She had the most beautiful striped coat of jet black and pure white. Her huge shiny black eyes were framed with long lashes. Zoe stroked her muzzle gently. It felt like it was made of soft, warm velvet. Zoe introduced Pip to Cleo and explained the problem. Cleo snorted gently and trotted back to where the rest of her family were munching away. She pulled up a big mouthful of hay and brought it over, placing it carefully at Zoe's feet. There we are, look. There's Cleo the zebra, placing the big piece of hay at Pip's feet. Pip looked at the pile of hay uncertainly. He glanced up at Zoe and cheeped. Zoe giggled. Zebras don't eat fish, Pip. This is called hay, is what zebras eat. Would you like to try some? The little penguin shook his head and cheeped again, sadly this time. I don't think you're a zebra either, Pip, Zoe said gently. Never mind. They said goodbye and left the enclosure. As they walked back onto the path, the tiny chick waddled along very slowly, making an unhappy peeping noise. Zoe knelt down to stroke his little belly. Don't be sad, Pip, she whispered. As they trooped along, Will rushed past, checking a stack of colourful papers and a pack of blue tack. There you are, Zoe, he said. Has little Pip been behaving himself? I've made some posters for the penguin feeding show, so I'm just going to stick a few up around the zoo. He waved the papers in the air. How are the ticket sales going today? He added hopefully. Zoe gasped. The tickets! They're supposed to be selling the tickets, aren't they? The ticket. She had meant to go to the hut after bringing Pip to meet the colony, but she'd been so busy trying to help the little chick, she had completely forgotten. Ah, my goodness, what's going to happen next? Well, it's chapter 9. The show is cancelled. Oh dear. I wonder what happens. Zoe felt awful. How could she have forgotten about the penguin show? She knew she had let Will down. The show was his idea and he wanted it to be a big success. I'm really sorry, Will, she muttered. I haven't sold any. Will's face fell, but he tried not to look too disappointed. That's all right, Zoe, he said kindly. I know you've been taking care of Pip this morning. We'll just cancel today's show. It doesn't matter. Zoe nodded. Thanks for being so nice, Will, she said quietly. I won't forget again. Don't worry, Will reassured her. I'm sure you'll sell lots tomorrow. Now, maybe we should put up a sign to let visitors know the show isn't on today. Will pulled a pen out of his pocket and scribbled a note on the back of a poster. Show cancelled today, please come tomorrow for penguin fun. There, he said, let's go and stick it up on the hut. Zoe followed Will miserably back to the penguin enclosure. Just as they were putting a sign in place, Meep squeaked a warning. Guess who was coming? A moment later, Zoe heard the click of Mr. Pinch's shoes coming down the path, and her heart sank. The grumpy zoo manager was not going to be happy about this. I thought I'd come and check on the ticket sales, announced Mr. Pinch as he strolled over to them. Only 23 sold yesterday, he added, looking at Zoe. Not very impressive, Miss Parker. And there's Mr. Pinch telling off Zoe. You can see Meep there as well. Poor Zoe. Zoe glanced nervously at Will, who cleared his throat. Well, Mr. Pinch, you see. Before Will could explain what had happened, Mr. Pinch spotted the sign on the side of the hut. Oh no! His eyes narrowed and he stepped closer to read it. Cancelled? What is the meaning of this? It's my fault, Zoe burst out. I was looking after Pip. Pip? Snapped Mr. Pinch. Who's Pip? The tiny penguin heard his name and beeped. Mr. Pinch glanced down and spotted the chick huddled behind Zoe's legs. Zoe watched as Mr. Pinch's mouth dropped open. What is that creature doing outside its enclosure? He spluttered. Will jumped in quickly. Zoe's been helping me out with the new arrival and doing a brilliant job. Little Pip's finding it hard to settle in with the other penguins, you see. Mr. Pinch interrupted Will. I find it difficult to believe that a penguin would find it hard to settle in with other penguins, he barked. He pointed an angry finger at Zoe. You have one more chance. Tomorrow's show had better be sold out or I'm holding you responsible. He turned to Will. Now, please take that penguin back to its enclosure immediately. I will not have animals running wild and making the zoo look untidy. Oh, isn't he awful, this Mr. Pinch? Yes, Mr. Pinch, Will said, looking very flustered. Come along, Pip. He tried to pick up the little chick, but Pip cheeped anxiously and waddled over to Zoe, his tiny wings stretched out towards her. I'm sorry, Pip, Zoe whispered quickly. You have to go with Will now, but I'll be back. I'll come back tomorrow, I promise. As Mr. Pinch stormed off, Will managed to scoop Pip gently up into his arms and carry him back inside the penguin enclosure. Both of them looked very miserable. Don't listen to horrible old Mr. Pinch, Zoe, Meep whispered. We'll sell lots of tickets tomorrow. Zoe smiled gratefully at her little friend. Meep's right, she thought. I'll work extra hard at selling the tickets, even if it means missing out on all the fun this summer. She bit her lip as she thought about Pip. But helping the little chick is going to be even more difficult now. As they turned a corner next to the chipmunk enclosure, they both heard the sudden roar of an engine spluttering to life. Zoe, it's coming from the lake. It's Goo's plane, chirped Meep, leaping onto her shoulder. Excuse me. They looked up at the sky, Zoe holding a hand up to her eyes to shield them from the bright sunshine. Great Uncle Horace's red seaplane appeared over the tops of the trees, soaring high into the air on its way to the Great Barrier Reef. Do you, Annabelle, know, or Oscar, do you know where the Great Barrier Reef is? It's off the east coast of Australia. It's very famous. They waved frantically, and Zoe hoped Great Uncle Horace would look down over the zoo and spot them. So there's Zoe waving with Meep, and there's Uncle Horace's plane. It's just like the ones that fly in and out of Vancouver Harbour, aren't they? They're float planes. I won't let you down, Great Uncle Horace, Zoe thought fiercely. I will help Pip. Meep must have been thinking the same thing. Maybe we should take Pip to visit some more animals tomorrow, he suggested. Zoe sighed. Mr. Pinch is going to be keeping an eye on us tomorrow, though. Meep, we need to sell lots of tickets, and I don't know if taking Pip to meet any more animals will help. Pip realised that he wasn't a flamingo or a zebra, but that still didn't make him think that he's a penguin. Meep nodded. I think the chick is trying to find something he loves, Zoe said thoughtfully. Once he does, he'll know where he belongs. Meep started bouncing excitedly on her shoulder. Swimming, he chattered. That's what penguins love best, Zoe. Meep, that's it, Zoe cried. Pip still hasn't tried the most important thing about being a penguin. So what's the most important thing about being a penguin, do you think? That's what we've got to do. We've got to make him try swimming. Meep thought of something, but how? We tried to get Pip to go for a swim this morning and he didn't want to. If he won't try it, how will we know he likes it? Meep, declared happily. Meep, Zoe declared happily. I think I have an idea. Well, Annabelle, that's the end of this little story for this week. I hope you enjoyed it and congratulations on your graduation. Mummy sent the pictures and you look really terrific, and you obviously, that's very, very important to have a graduation ceremony, so well done you. And me and Granny are very, very excited for you. So you take care, both of you, and Mummy and Daddy too, and it's lots of love from Grandpa and Granny. Until we talk next time. Bye. Bye.